to talk about these competencies. And you'll notice that it asks you, how am I at work and how am I at home? What I love about this work is that you can actually have a 360-degree assessment on each of these 11 core competencies. And when I had mine done, I had a lot of people at work score me very high. And several people in my family scored me pretty low in the same areas that my clients and coworkers scored me high. And one of the areas was adaptability and flexibility. Is my clients really rated me high. They gave me 4s and 5s. And my family scored me low. And it was really a aha for me that I was more flexible, or seemed to be more flexible with my clients than I was with my family. So I actually brought it up at the Thanksgiving table. Yeah. Don't worry, we had the wine flowing, right? The glasses of courage. A drunk man's words are a sober man's thoughts. And I said, so why did you rate me low? Because I want to be adaptable and flexible. And they said, Joelle, whenever it's time to go to dinner or go do something, it's always your place for dinner. It's always your activity. And they said, you're really nice about it, and you actually have really good taste. You have great restaurants, but you don't include us. And sometimes we don't want to go to the restaurants. And so even though you're creative and even though you're nice, you don't really take in our thoughts and considerations. And it really impacted me, and it made me change my behaviors with my family. And so the important lesson there is that you may perceive yourself a certain way. Others in different circles of influence might be perceiving you different. We judge ourselves by our intentions, but others judge us by our actions. So I had to change my words. I had to change the way I engaged with my family so that I could show up adaptable and flexible. The other message here is that emotional intelligence is about living in the gray zone. Kind of like hot porridge, cold porridge, and just right. If you have too much of one thing, then you're not emotionally intelligent. If you have too much optimism, what's the downside of that? You're not realistic, right? If you don't have enough optimism, how does that impact you at work? If you or somebody, right? You can't get through it. If you don't have enough impulse control, how might that impact people around you? Throwing phones, right? If you have too much impulse control, what's the impact there? You never get heard, right? So all of these, there's this porridge principle that's just the right amount, and it's going to be different with different circles. And EI is a proactive and a reactive journey. If you are proactive in building these competencies in yourself, you will show up more emotionally intelligent. It's also a reactive, and we're going to learn about the reactive after the break. When that pressure is there and when we don't have that impulse control to not do or do those things that are going to be good for us and our team, we have to learn to react or respond in the right kind of way. So this is your long-term work, is to focus on these 11 core competencies. Grow those in yourself and find that perfect porridge. Are you too hot? Are you too cold? And how can you bring yourself more into the middle and your circles of influence? How does that look different? And knowing that you have to change that and be flexible and adaptable.